something my therapist says is like facts over feelings. And so, she's been great. So now I think really long term now compared to my 20s, I used to take a lot more risks. As you guys seen, I've moved and traveled and picked up, lost money, made money. And the thing about life for me personally is that I've been broke. I know how it feels to not have no job. I know how it feels to hustle. I know how it feels to have nothing. So I know that feeling. Like I can overcome it. Just knowing that I can overcome anything has been very life learning for me with turning 30. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Bianca B, and welcome to my channel. If you are new, make sure you guys check out my celebrity interviews, vlogs, and makeup tutorials. So I've been doing a lot of vlogs lately. I haven't done a sit down video in I don't know how long. It's been a couple of months. I can't believe I'm 30 now, which is crazy. And it's honestly been the best year ever. So I'm going to kind of just like update you guys on like the past couple of weeks and what I've been doing and things like that. So I'm in therapy, which I highly recommend. I think being in therapy has really, really, really changed my life and changed my perspective on a lot of things and has helped me grow tremendously this year. And I just highly recommend people going to therapy. I kind of just was like, I have health insurance, so let me see if they have therapy. And so I basically was looking on something called ZocDoc, and I was looking through, and I looked at New York therapists, and one therapist referred me to another, and I love her. I've been with her for a couple of months now, and I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. It has been such an amazing thing for me in my 30s, and I didn't realize how much trauma I had, how much triggers, and knowing that my perspective sometimes on life is my perspective, and I'm entitled to my feelings, but something my therapist says is like facts over feelings. And so she's been great. So ever since I've been in therapy, I made it a conscious decision to do that. Something that we've been talking about is that I had a lot of hatred to New York and moving to the East Coast, because every time I moved here, a show got canceled that I was working on, or just life happened. And I think, I was blaming it a lot on this city, and I still have to check myself, but I used to really, really hate New York. Like, it's still an everyday battle because I've experienced such bad things compared to good things. And I've experienced a lot of bad people compared to good people. And so, being in therapy, child, it has helped me so much. And I still have those moments. Where people catch me off guard, and, the tone and how rude they are, and, stuff like that. I had to really change my mindset. But anyways, I basically, something that we talk about in therapy is me going out. And I think when I was living in LA, I had such a circle, a tribe of people. And most of those people were from Michigan and from Detroit, where I'm from. And so I stopped experiencing that. I stopped being social, and my jobs have consumed a lot of me when I worked here. And so, I've been outside. I just been like more active, more working out, and really taking care of my health, because I will be turning 31. And so, the weight hit different. The weight hit different in your 30s. They did not cap on that, child. So, I've been very, very like more active and just like trying to get my body right. I picked up weight. I picked up weight in great places, but I also want to tone. So now, like, I like the way my body looks, but now it's all about toning. So I just really been taking care of my health. I eventually want to have my own talent agency. So I've been just like, just putting myself out there and just kind of like getting to know the talent side. I think when I did Essence, which you guys can check out that vlog, I really learned a lot and realized like, I really miss the entertainment industry. The difference between moving to New York and moving to LA was like, it's more entertainment in LA. Here is a lot of politics, news, in my field. So, you know, it has been an adjustment. But anyways, here are like top 10 tips that I will give to you guys for people out there who are, you know, just in their 20s, and things I've learned by turning 30 and some things that I learned before I turned 31. So here's some tips that I want to share to you guys. You know, if you're feeling like, oh, you know, my life is a mess, blah, 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 what am I going to do? So here's some steps that I've learned, you know, with being 30 and like, you know, almost done with 30. One being get into therapy. You know, as I mentioned, I love my therapist. It's been a life changer. I try not to vent to my family and friends, you know, or my partner. Yet we're together. That's my boyfriend. But I kind of journal everything and then talk to it with my therapist. So just realizing that your friends and family aren't your people that you go to advice for it. Like, yes, it's okay to get opinions, and yes, you know, in those moments, your family and friends know you, but it's really good to talk to somebody who is a professional. You know, it has changed my mindset and my perspective on life a lot. Like a lot of things I could just handle between me and her, and I go weekly. So it has helped me tremendously. Another tip I would give is that, you know, love will come. I know I've said that before, but it really comes when you least expect it. And people used to tell me that all the time. I used to hate when people used to tell me that, like, love comes at the most unexpected time. And I have to say that, you know, he really did come in my life at an unexpected time. So, you know, don't rush it. Like, it will happen when it's supposed to organically happen, a relationship. Another tip I would say is live below your means. Like, I really have found peace and love and gratitude for the smaller things in life. Like, I used to have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I used to want like all these lavish things. And I guess, like, you know, turning 30, something just like a pivotal moment, a shift just happened to where like those things really don't matter to me. You know, making money and providing for myself and my well-being, of course, and my future family. But those materialistic things and like the entertainment industry and all of that doesn't really mean that much to me anymore. And like social media doesn't really mean anything as much to me. Something that was different for me was to letting go of the past. That's still something that I really struggle with. It's like, you know, my past life was so great. You know, like I was making so much money and I was living on my dreams. You couldn't tell me no. Like I was like doing all these amazing things, and I'm realizing that, you know, that chapter is done and that chapter is closed, and you need to stop living in the past and start building your new life and with your new family and with your new man in this new city. You know, so that's been an ongoing challenge for me and a real battle. So learning how to let things go is really, really hard. It's still a learning curve for me, but it's something that, like, you know, I highly recommend people to just let go of the past. Like, let it be what it's gonna be, you know. And learning how to pivot, I really learned something that's a huge tip, and I've been talking about that, you know, for a couple of years now. For the past 2 years, I really learned how to pivot. There's so many things I can share to you guys, but know your worth and know your salary. Don't be afraid to ask your colleagues and counterparts how much they're making. I used to be afraid to talk about numbers and money with people. Now that I'm older, I talk about it. I would like to know how much other people are making, just so I know in the future of what my salary or negotiating, you know, my worth with people. You know, money is a very interesting thing to talk about. You know, everybody has their own upbringing with money. But once I realized, like, oh, girl, how much you make? Like, there's nothing wrong with asking people how much they make, just so you know, like, okay, in the future, if I go somewhere else, what I should charge, and knowing your worth. I think that's something I definitely learned with turning 30, is just like knowing my worth and kind of like knowing to negotiate what's going to work for me and what's not going to work for me. I used to take every opportunity. Now I'm very strategic about opportunities, because when I've taken opportunities in the past and been a risk taker, which I don't regret, that kind of like, you know, I didn't make rational decisions. Now I make more rational decisions than emotional. I think when you're in your 20s, you just trying to take that opportunity, especially in your entertainment, and you're given these opportunities, these big opportunities, but you're not thinking about long term. So now I think really long term now compared to my 20s. I used to take a lot more risks. As you guys seen, I've moved and traveled and picked up, lost money, made money. And the thing about life for me personally is that I've been broke. I know how it feels to not have no job. I know how it feels to hustle. I know how it feels to, like, you know, have nothing. So I know that feeling, and nothing can bring me back to that. Like, I can overcome it. Just knowing that I can overcome anything has been very life learning for me with turning 30. And so, you know, I'll still make these type of videos. I always make them every year about like all the things that I've learned. I think I've been doing this honestly since I was like 24. My first video of, like, you know, as I approach the next age and the things that I learned. So yeah, I can't believe I'll be 31, y'all, in November 17th. But yeah, this is a mixture of vlogs and a mixture of life. And I've also been uploading on TikTok. I know TikTok is a hard app, so I've been trying to be very consistent on that and grow my followers. So make sure y'all follow me on there. It's your girl Bianca B. I love y'all. Bye, guys.